Well, hello. All right, today we are going to start our community project for Shannon Park. This is the project where everybody in the whole school does this same project, okay? And it works for everybody because you can just adjust it according to your level of your art skills. Okay, so everyone will get a worksheet. I want you to write your name on the top because we'll reference this worksheet later. And then question number 1, what types of lines will you use? What shapes will you use? And will you incorporate any Zentangles? Remember, Zentangles are just those patterns and designs. So we're gonna make a plan, just like artists always do. We always come up with a plan before we start our main work of art. And then after we have this plan, we're going to get a coffee filter that's just plain, okay? And we will transfer our plan onto this coffee filter, okay? And I'll show you more about that in a little bit. Then once we transfer the plan onto a coffee filter, we're gonna do that with Sharpie, and then we add color with just regular old markers. And then we're gonna do a fun last step that I'll tell you about. So I'm gonna break this down into steps. Today, I just really want you to work on your plan. We're going to start for mandalas, and I am going to leave this book up front. Okay, if anybody needs to look at it, they're welcome to use it. It's a good idea to either start in the center or to start around the outside edges and work your way into the center, okay? So for my demonstration today, I am actually going to start in the center, okay? And thinking about what types of lines that I want, what types of shapes that I want, I think I'm going to do kind of more of a floral design, okay? So when I'm thinking about what kind of lines work with florals, maybe like curvy lines, like softer lines, maybe not so much like zigzags and sharp types of lines, okay? Shapes, I might use some hearts, some flowers, things like that. And I'm gonna kind of think about question 3. I'm not sure if I wanna include any Zentangle patterns. So how I'm gonna start this is I will put a dot close to the middle. Maybe I'll move this. I don't think it's quite centered. Maybe a little more right there. Okay, so now that I've located the middle of my circle, and this is the exact size you need. I actually, before I made the worksheet, I traced a coffee filter, and it's the same size as the coffee filter. So in the middle, I'm going to start with a line. And the way that I do mandalas, and it works really well, is I like to alternate between lines, shapes, lines, shapes, lines, shapes. Okay, so watch what I mean. I did a line creating this circle, okay? Now I'm gonna do a shape, and the shape that I wanna do, because I talked about that I want mine to be more floral, I'm gonna make my shape of a petal, like a flower petal. So kind of like a teardrop shape. And I'm just gonna spin this around until I have the whole thing complete. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just your like planning portion. Okay. And I'm doing it in pencil so that I can erase it. I hope you guys can see as you're watching. So now I did a line, a shape. Now let's see, I might do another line. This time I'm just gonna do a curved line, and I'm gonna make it go around those flower petals. So it's just gonna kind of be like a circle. Oh, and I'm gonna keep my lines light and sketchy. So on this, just like I am, don't press really hard, okay? Because some of this you might be like, oh, I wanna fix it up. I actually wanna fix this up after I'm done with my video. When I turn off the camera, I want to fix it a little bit more and spend some time on it. But I don't want to use up all of your time, so I'm going to kind of hurry. So now I did a line. I think I want to go back in here and do a shape. I think I want to add some circles in between the petals because this space right here to me, it looks really open and plain. Now I did a shape, so now I'm going to do a line, and I think I want to double up this line and do another layer of it. So I'm going to do another layer. And then I'm going to add some details in there. Maybe I'll do some like little lines to make sections like this. Okay. And then let's see. Oh, I like how this is turning out. And then I did some lines. So now I think I want to do, well, I'm so close to this outside edge. I think I'm going to start filling this outside edge with some scallop kind of lines that look like this. Watch. It's just like making a curved line all around the outside edge. And then I think this space in here, I would like to fill in with hearts because I talked about doing hearts and flowers in mine as my shapes. But you could do anything. Maybe you want triangles and diamonds. Maybe you want the shape of like an object. Maybe you want to do like a tree or the shape of a house, like the outline or the silhouette of a house or the silhouette of a person. It could be anything that you use to create a mandala. Okay, so now I think in each one of these scallops, I'm going to do a heart this way and then an upside down heart and that one. Okay, and so I'm going to alternate. I'm going to go around the whole thing, doing one that way, one upside down, one the right way, one upside down. And I'm going to go around this whole thing. Then I'm going to make sure it's exactly the way that I want. Okay, so once I feel like I might erase stuff after I shut the video off. And then I'm going to think about next step. My next step is to go over my pencil lines with a Sharpie. Okay, so grab a Sharpie and go over your pencil lines. Make sure this design is what you like. So that's why we worked in pencil. I might erase some of this and move it a little bit. And that way, when you have this with Sharpie, the next time, maybe next class, I'm not sure if we'll get to it today, then we're going to go and trace. Okay, we'll get our coffee filter and we'll start the tracing portion.